Good evening. My presentation is on Mr. Grafton. Mr. Grafton is a 77-year-old Caucasian male who was referred to our agency by his neighbor who was concerned about his health because he's had a couple of falls. Um, his biological factors are the rheumatoid arthritis that does limit his mobility, as well as his poor eyesight. The two psychological factors are the depression regarding his health, as well as his social isolation after the death of his wife. His two social factors are the fact that he does have a family in the area and a supportive neighbor. Spiritual factor is that he did have a good relationship with his church, the Catholic Church, at one point in his life. He was very active prior to the death of his wife. In speaking to Mr. Grafton, I wanted to know what he wanted to work on. What were the issues that he felt were the most important for him to work on? And he told me that he felt his health was something that he really wanted to get a handle on. He wanted to be able to manage his rheumatoid arthritis and learn some strategies for dealing with it. Um, so he wants to feel more confident in the community. He has had a couple of falls, and it does concern him. So in speaking with him, we came up with a goal, and we'll see how it works. We'll give it a couple of months. Um, so what we came up with is as follows. Mr. Grafton will manage his rheumatoid arthritis by participating in the Arthritis at Aquatic program at the YMCA twice weekly for 2 months, as reported by himself in the RA support group. Mr. Grafton does have some really great qualities, a lot of strengths. He's very funny and personable. He's outgoing. Um, he, did like to do things, but as time has taken its toll and the arthritis has gotten worse, it's been harder for him to get out to do things. He doesn't get to see his children as much because two of his sons one lives in San Francisco, the other one lives in Los Angeles, and one of his sons who does live nearby is very busy with his business. He has teenage grandchildren, but they do teenage things, so they're not always as interested in going to see grandpa. Um, he says he does have some friends, but a lot of them have gone into the nursing home, so he doesn't really get to interact with them much. So um, he, said that he was looking forward to participating in the RA group and in the aquatics program that's associated with that group, so that he will get some dietary tips on how to work with his arthritis, and they'll help him with any insurance issues if there's any issues with payments, or if he needs to um, see a particular doctor. They have a very active advocacy group that does a lot of lobbying for those people who don't have rheumatoid arthritis. So it's a very comprehensive support group. So he would get a lot of good information working with them. So one of the things that I will do is as I was saying, is that the plan is written for 2 months. I will evaluate the plan and with Mr. Grafton, and then he can let me know what works, what doesn't work, what he wants to increase his time at the aquatic center. He may want to decrease his time at the aquatic center. He might want to interact in some other type of support group, or engage in some hobbies, or get involved more with his church. One of the things that we did talk about was him getting a bus pass for the Dial-A-Ride program so that he can get around with ease at a lower expense. Also, Mr. Grafton is very independent. I did bring up the idea of having a home aid person help him He'll get back to me as to that idea, whether or not he's interested in that. We'll always keep those options open because that is an option for him as well. With any plan, it is a living document, and it is something that can be changed and tweaked depending upon the wishes of Mr. Grafton. So that's the end of my presentation, and have a blessed one.